Okay, hello everyone. This is my prediction for the 2020 election between the incumbent President Donald Trump and the Democratic challenger Joe Biden. To start, I think that Trump's path to 270 is obviously more narrow. Most people are predicting a Joe Biden victory, but I think that, like 2016, a lot of the polls have it wrong. I think that Trump is going to win. It is going to be a more narrow victory than 2016, but I still predict a Trump victory. And when you think about it, there is three states that Trump needs to win to secure the victory in 2020. The first of them is Texas. That is the most likely state for Trump to win. I will debate anybody on Trump winning Pennsylvania. I know a lot of Republicans believe he's going to carry it no matter what. There's a lot of Democrats who I believe are being delusional about carrying Texas. I just think that with comments that Biden has made in regards to fracking, he is very dodgy on that question. There's many there's a lot of evidence of him saying that he wants to weed it out. His running mate Kamala Harris wants to ban it completely. That is her words. I think that with the most oil wells in the country being in Texas, there is a lot of jobs that will be lost if they start to weed out fracking and moving away from natural gas. I think that if that was detrimental for a Biden victory, I think he should have just come out and been honest and just said, hey, it's going to happen, not dodge around it. It would have been less harmful for him. But when it comes down to it, I believe Trump, no doubt, will win Texas. It's going to be a red wave in Texas. I predict between like a 9 and 10% win for Trump in Texas. The next state that Trump needs is Florida. I project that Trump will win Florida based upon evidence from prior elections. He needs Florida. I project a Trump win in 2020 based upon 2018 with Governor Ron DeSantis. In 2016, Trump won Florida. I think that support for the president within Florida is gaining, and I think it is going to be a win in Florida for the president. The next state for this to happen that Trump needs is Ohio. It is important to point out that every state in the last however many elections, Ohio has gone to the winner. It is often said that for Republicans to win the election, they need Ohio. Ohio is the main battleground state for the candidates that Republicans run, and I believe that Trump will carry Ohio. I think there's a lot more support in Ohio for Trump than in 2016, which he won. There's definitely a lot more support for the president in Ohio than there was in 2012 for Romney and in 2008 for McCain. So I project a victory in the state of Ohio for the president of the United States. Now, here it starts to get more murky because you look at the rest of the battleground states. I predict Trump will win Georgia. If you look at 2016, he won Georgia. 2018, the midterms, the state of Georgia went to the Republicans. North Carolina, 2016, it went to Trump. 2018, it went to Republicans in midterms. The state of Iowa, the president is currently leading in a lot of polls in Iowa. It is very likely that Trump will carry Iowa. Same thing with Iowa in 2016, it went Republican. 2018 in midterms, it went Republican. I predict that the state of Arizona will likely go to Biden. I predict there's a good chance it will go to Trump, but I'll just predict that it will probably end up in Arizona to Biden. Nebraska. I predict the Nebraska win in the first or the in the 1, 2, and 3 districts of Nebraska, and the rest of the state is going to go. I believe the whole state of Nebraska is going to go to Trump. when it comes to one battleground state, which is already filled in, is Wisconsin. I believe Biden is going to get Wisconsin. I think that there's a lot of very high support in Wisconsin. I think that Wisconsin going to Trump in 2016 was a miracle. But like I pointed out earlier, Trump does not need Wisconsin, which is a good thing. So now you look at Michigan. I believe Michigan is going to go lean to Trump. Donald Trump is he's doing well in Michigan. He's been campaigning there recently a lot. He's been doing very well in Lansing, Michigan. Around that area, support has been high for the president. There's a lot of jobs on the line in Michigan if Biden gets in, because his economic plan, by many think that there will be a loss of more than 1 million jobs. Some predict up to 5 million jobs, although the Biden campaign predicts they will add 10 million jobs within the first year, which is very optimistic, especially coming from a candidate who is very liberal on economics and does not have a good record of creating jobs. The next state to cover, in the last state, is Pennsylvania. There's a lot of people predicting the state of Pennsylvania to Biden. A lot of major polls are predicting the state of Pennsylvania to Biden. It is important to point out that a lot of the major polls in 2016 were wrong. If you look at the polls that were right in 2016 and in the election, who won, who were the most accurate, they had the president winning Pennsylvania in 2016 over Hillary Clinton by around 4%. Right now, in a majority of polls that were right, Trump is winning between 1% and 3%. This is obviously within the margin of error, but based upon my experience of living in Pennsylvania, in the rural area of Pennsylvania, traveling through Pennsylvania over the year, seeing the major support for the president, I believe that the president of the United States is going to carry Pennsylvania. There's a lot of jobs, the same way with oil in Pennsylvania. They got the Boilermakers, you have natural gas, you have everything in Pennsylvania, which is going to, I believe, propel Trump to the presidency based upon the comments made by Joe Biden. It was the false endorsement, the comments on how he feels about natural gas and fracking. He's been very dodgy of it. He's come out and many times in the past saying he's going to weed it out, ban it, and whatnot. So I think the state of Pennsylvania is going to go to President Trump. And I think this is going to be the election. This is my prediction. It's obviously more narrow than Republicans and Trump supporters would like to admit. I think this is going to be a devastating reality to the Biden and his Democratic supporters. And I think that President Trump is going to be elected to his second term. And I think that this is going to be the outcome. I very well could be wrong. I think that President Trump's most optimistic win is probably right around 305, most realistically. I think the most optimistic win outcome for Biden it has him around like 405 votes, which is very optimistic, but that's very delusional. It's going to require him to carry Texas, Georgia, Florida, and Ohio, and I don't see that happening. But I would just like to thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this, and just seeing that the President of the United States, in my opinion, will be reelected. And thank you for your time.